What's up, everybody? My name's Jarek Rubel, one half of Royal Bettors. Excited to bring you Wednesday's card across the NHL. We got 14 games to talk about. A lot to get through today. Jake's still taking the week off. It's the holidays. It's all right. I'm going to be carrying you guys here for this week. We went 0-2 yesterday. Jones didn't get a point, and the Hawks' first period under failed. It is what it is. I was just kind of riding the Hawks' first period under streak, even though technically it didn't hit versus Edmonton. I don't know. But yeah, so 0-2 yesterday. We'll try to hop back in it today. We got quite a few in the hopper, and we're just going to hop right into it. We got 14 games to talk about. If you like what you hear, follow the show at Royal Bettors on Twitter. Follow me at Jarek_Rubel11. Follow Jake at JakeElder19. Yeah, let's hop into it. Montreal and Washington here. Montreal kicking things off plus 170 road dogs. Caps minus 205 at home. Over under 6 shaded to the under. Now, this is a game I'm not touching after the Habs ended up destroying the Preds on Saturday, and Montreal I kind of like on the road tonight. Like, Caps are coming home after a very, very long road trip. They play Florida on Friday. They got the holiday tomorrow. This just seems like a sneaky spot for the Habs at, a larger price than they've been at some points. I did also like this first period over because Montreal has been scoring early, but no thanks at minus 135. But just something about this spot. Like, it seems like it should be too easy for Washington to run over Montreal at home here. And I just think the spot with them coming home, the holiday tomorrow, a big one against Florida on Friday, they might be kind of lackadaisical here tonight. The Caps will be. Nick's hopping in here. He said, "What's good, Jarek?" He said, "Starting it off with some Caps puck line." All right, Nick's on the Caps puck line here. I mean, I'm not gonna, hate on anybody who's on the Caps here. I just think that it's kind of a tricky spot for him here. I like mostly road teams here tonight or home teams here tonight, but this is one of the 3 road teams that do kind of strike my eye. But yeah, so I lean Montreal, but I'm not betting this game. First period over, maybe live, but probably not. That's a game I'm just going to end up staying away from. Columbus and Winnipeg here. This is a game that I do have some intrigue in. Columbus minus 130, or plus 110. Winnipeg minus 130, sorry. Over under 5.5 shaded to the over. This, I think, could be a very, very fun game to watch. Dubois is going to make his return to Columbus. Kyle Connor's been red hot for Winnipeg. Texier, he's been really good for Columbus. Nobody's really talking about Alexander Texier. This guy's been finding the back of the net quite a lot here lately. I mean, these Columbus games have been going way over, way, way over. And in this one, I like the first period over against Winnipeg. We've seen it hit 4 out of the last 4 times these teams have played. I'm definitely also going to have some props on this game. Stevie J's to 8-2 to the first period over in their last 10 games. It's 6-0 over on home ice for Winnipeg. I mean, the way we've been watching Columbus here, they've been soaring over quickly. They're playing with a lot of speed. I mean, I think this is going to be a back and forth game all night. This might be one I watch till the very end. I think this is going to be a good hockey game all night. First period over, minus 115. I locked it in at. Again, each of the last 4 meetings, these teams got it. And the first period over missed against Pittsburgh the other night, which I didn't end up. I passed that day because I was just super tired and whatnot. But that was one of the plays I was looking at, and I would have lost. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the well here. I think that this Winnipeg home game will get over. Columbus has been proven that they could get it over. So minus 115 for this first period over. Tim's asking about Buffalo. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because we will talk about those Buffalo Sabres. And Nick, he says it's a pass for him, but he leans over in the Jackets. Yeah, I'd probably lean the same way. I like a lot of home teams tonight. I don't know. Winnipeg, they've been known to put up some duds here on the road this season anyway. Not the best away from home. But carrying on here, we got Minnesota and New Jersey. Minnesota here, minus 120. New Jersey, plus 100 at home. Over under 6 shaded to the over. This is an interesting game to me because I didn't necessarily agree with the line it was at. But then again, Minnesota hasn't exactly been as sharp as they're made out to be as of late. I mean, I'm not going to end up betting this game, but OT, it's kind of striking me here. I mean, I don't know what it is, but Minnesota always seems to be like never say die when they're down in games. I mean, I do like the home teams tonight. I mean, I didn't really do much handicapping for this game. This was immediately going to be a pass for me the moment I looked at it. The road teams have historically been well in this series between Minnesota and New Jersey, but I'm going to end up passing. I'll just kind of lean the draw on this one because I could see kind of a late goal tie in it. But this is a game I really didn't have any feels on from the get-go. So it'll end up being a pass for me on Minnesota and New Jersey. Our friend Terry, Nick says, sorry, Terry, Devils money line. Spurgeon out is going to be a problem. Yeah. I mean, Minnesota losing some defensemen. Edmonton losing even more defensemen. I mean, we'll get to that as we get near the end of the show. I mean, they're taking massive hits there on the back end. But yeah, it's going to be a pass for me in Minnesota, New Jersey. I mean, if I were to give anything out, it would be the draw. But I'm going to go ahead and say no to that. Vancouver and Pittsburgh. Vancouver plus 190. Pittsburgh minus 220 here at home. Over under 6 shaded to the under. I think Pittsburgh is going to roll in this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and bet them on the puck line in the first period. I've been liking to fade Vancouver a lot early on in this month of November. They've only come out of the first period with a lead twice this entire month. I mean, this Penguins team, they're gaining steam once again. I mean, I'm kind of getting the vibes that I got from them to start the season. Jari's playing really well. They're starting to score goals more. Jake Gensel's put 5 straight games with a goal. I mean, I'm not interested in getting in the Penguins' way whatsoever here, especially with a hot mess Vancouver team. So keep it short and sweet. The Penguins first period minus half a goal plus 125 is going to be the play for me in this one. And then Nick's over here. He says Vancouver may almost be at Arizona's level, Pittsburgh puck line. That's crazy too, because I said that about Montreal, and then they beat Nashville 6-0. So it is what it is there. But I mean, yeah, Vancouver's one of those teams that really did surprise me in how bad they were. Like, all right, rant time. I was indecisive because I was big on St. Louis over the summer, and then I stopped, and I was like, okay, they're like a fringe playoff team, and now they're looking pretty solid, right? I got talked into Vancouver. I don't know what it was, but I knew this team was going to be a disaster. You look at all the no-move clauses they have, so much money tied in on the back end. Then they bring in Ekman Larson, who's not even going to do much for them in the long term. Like, they wanted to win now, and it's not going to work out. Like, that Ekman Larson trade. I got clowned on Twitter for clowning Vancouver for taking him on. I'm going to have to go back into some of them conversations and just tell people I was right like I did with the Leafs last year. But, yeah, I can't believe I ended up taking the public's word here in Vancouver. I'm kind of upset about that. But yeah, Penguins first period tonight, plus 125. Back on track here with the betting. Hey, Tim, I hope you're listening because we got your Buffalo Sabres to talk about. Buffalo plus 210 here at home. Boston minus 260 here on the road. Over under 5.5 shaded to the over. This game, it's a whole bunch of yuck to me, if I'm going to be honest. Weird feeling, though, that Buffalo plays Boston kind of tough. I mean, Boston's pummeled Buffalo here as of late. I mean, if you look at the recent games, I mean, so picking a side's obviously tough. I mean, you would have to leave Boston, but I am going to take a team total. I think Boston will get the 4 goals here. I mean, before getting shut out against Calgary, they had scored 5 goals in 3 straight games. Buffalo has allowed 4 or more 8 times this month. So, I mean, looking at this Boston team total here, I'm getting it at plus money, plus 100, over 3.5. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I think the Bees, this is one of the road teams I do like here tonight, even though I think Buffalo can't play it close. I just think that, we'll see some goals in this one. I think Boston's going to have to get to that 4-goal mark to win it. So give me Boston over 3.5 goals. Nick says bet Sabres puck line and lean over. Tim says go Sabres. All right, so I mean, like, we're not disagreeing on anything because Boston could totally win the game like 4-3, and Buffalo could keep it close. Like I said, the game was over the total. We're all winners, right? Tim says Sabres are going to win 6-3. Bet it right now. Just put like 250 on the exact score. Why the hell not? You'll cash out a good amount of money if it wins, right? Come on, big man. So, yeah, that's Boston and Buffalo. I'm going to go ahead and hop on this Buffalo, why do I keep saying Buffalo? Boston team total over. And while we're talking about team totals here, I got to find this game because, of course, the way I loaded these in, it's a little random. But the Flyers and the Panthers here. Flyers plus 190 on the road. Panthers minus 220. I mean, from talking about one team total, we're going to hop right on over to another here. The Panthers have scored 4 goals in every single home game they've played this year. Every single one. Not one have they gone under the total of 4 goals. Martin Jones is in net for Philly, and he's come down to earth here this last game he played. I mean, the Flyers have had an out-of-sorts week. I mean, they've lost, 4 or 5, and here's Florida right before the holiday. I mean, your head's kind of not in the right space. This is the second leg of that, Florida trip. They were just in Tampa Bay. I mean, it's hard to win 1, let alone 2 of those most of the time. I mean, give me the Cats team total over 3.5 here. Give me them to win in regulation, minus 120. I will have props on this one later on, but I think this one's going to be all Florida here tonight. I don't think they're going to be looking ahead of this one before the holiday. I think the Flyers might be ready to head on back home. So give me the Cats here in regulation and give me the team total over. And Nick, he's kind of thinking the same thing here. He likes that team total over if Jones is in net and the Panthers puck line. He said, is Jones confirmed? I don't think he is, but my guess is he's going to play if Hart played yesterday. And yeah, I mean, I don't see why they would start Hart on back-to-back nights, especially at this point in the season. They're not desperate for anything. So yeah, I'm going to totally assume that it's Jones. I could go and look one more time for you guys on Daily Faceoff, but 99% sure, even though without confirmation, we're going to see Martin Jones in net for Flyers. Forsberg's going to be a game time decision. Same with Max Pacioretty. That could be huge for the Vegas Golden Knights. Wow. So breaking news there. I'm not seeing any goalie news. Where Ville Husso's in for St. Louis, Samsonov for Washington, Tristan Jarry for Penguins, Demko for Canucks, Hellebuck for the Jets, Shesterkin for the Rangers, Dell for the Sabres. So yeah, no news on Flyers just yet. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and look at the Cats team total over and for them to win in regulation. Wrong game. Where's St. Louis and Detroit at? Uh-oh. There they are. St. Louis and Detroit. St. Louis minus 125. Red Wings plus 110 here at home. Over under 6 shaded to the under. This game here looks like it's going to be another pass for me. The Wings have just come off another miserable road trip, and then they have the holiday tomorrow. I mean, it just could be a mixed bag of what we get for them. St. Louis, I mean, this is one of the road teams I guess I am looking at here. I guess you could say I'm looking at 4 road teams out of 10 or out of 14 games. So, thinking that 10 home teams are going to win tonight. Of course, I'm not taking many money line sides. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling like the home team here for most of these games. But I like St. Louis on the road here. I mean, it could be a mixed bag from Detroit. I mean, their families, you're coming back home after a long road trip. You got the holiday tomorrow. Your family's going to want to make sure everything's ready. You could have family coming over. Then there's the young kids. Like, who knows what they're really dealing with? This could be their first holiday away from their families. I mean, this just screams like a stay away game for me. I could be completely overthinking it here with the holiday factor, but just coming off the long road trip here, St. Louis scored 5 unanswered on Vegas last time out. It seems like a stay away game for me. I have absolutely no opinion on this game. Nick says stay away in St. Louis. Yeah, this game just screams disgusting if you ask me. So, Nick's talking about that game. I know he'll have a lot of opinions about this next game here. The Islanders and the Rangers. Oops, wrong game. Islanders plus 105 at home. Rangers minus 125 on the road. Over under 5.5 shaded to the under. And I am going to go ahead and hop back on this first period under here with these New York teams. I mean, these are the 2 first period under Kings, right? I got it at minus 115. DraftKings has a boost for the first period over at plus 105. So go ahead and fade that because DraftKings boosts are here to fuck you over every single time. Shesterkin's confirmed for the Rangers. We're still waiting on confirmation from the Isles. I would expect Sorokin. Last year, we saw so many of these games between these 2 teams go dead under. And, I mean, I could absolutely see that happening here again tonight. I mean, the Isles have lost 6 straight. They're still dealing with COVID. I feel bad for them at the moment. But when they do get fully healthy, I would look out for a futures bet I might put on them to make the playoffs. I mean, I have the Flyers plus 1,000 to win the division. Like, if the Isles start gaining a little bit of momentum, they're around there. I might hop on them to get back in the division race. The only thing is Carolina's looking like the prime favorite, but they haven't hit a slump yet. They're due to slump at some point this season. So there's still so many months of hockey left. But back to this Rangers-Isles game. I'm on the first period under here. We've seen these teams go under almost 20 times each, almost a combined 40 times between the 2 teams so far through this NHL season. And I think we'll get that here tonight. Nick's on the under 5.5. Leans the Rangers puck line. Isles need to get postponed with all their COVID cases. I'm going to just keep it short and sweet. Postponing games in Canada and New York because of COVID. Just think about it. Next game. Vegas and Nashville. I accidentally hit some comments here. I got to get over to the game. My bad. Vegas and Nashville here. Where are we at? Vegas plus 100 on the road. Nashville minus 120 here at home. I mean, Vegas is playing really well here as of late, right? Nashville is a favorite against Vegas. It hasn't exactly gone as planned. They lost their last 2 times they were favored. It was the last 2 times these teams have met. But Nashville, they've been really good on home ice this year. Vegas did just come off an impressive homestand, but they gave up 5 unanswered to St. Louis after leading 2-0 on Monday. Nashville just got smoked 6-0 their last time out. Both of these teams, I mean, you got to think they're going to be playing much tighter, right? I mean, I'm going to lean the draw here. I'm not going to bet it. I think this game's going to be an overall pass for me. But I think this is going to be like a really closely contested game. Probably see around 2-2. and, maybe get to overtime. I'm on 2 draws tonight in my head, but I'm not going to bet it. And yesterday, a ton of my leans hit, so maybe these draw leans will hit. So pay attention to what I say, even if I don't bet it. So yeah, Vegas Nashville draw, but it's not going to be official for me. Nick says, give me Nashville in this spot. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it's a toss-up. I mean, Vegas is an underdog here. They've cashed the last 2 times they played Nashville, but I think, again, it could go either way with, the holiday tomorrow, Vegas, the way they played last time out. Nashville's obviously going to want to rebound after what happened on the road in Montreal. So, yeah, this is going to be more of a sit-back and watch game for me, if you ask myself. Anaheim and Colorado. Anaheim plus 195, Colorado minus 225, over under 5.5, shaded to the over. Now, I so desperately want to take the Ducks plus 1.5 here, like really badly. I don't know why I'm not, because I did it last year, like every time they went to Colorado, and there was like a 1-goal game almost every time. I think one time they lost like 8-4 is what it is, but I'm just not feeling it tonight, especially with the way Colorado's been scoring. I mean, without McKinnon, these guys are just filling the back of the net like it's nothing. I mean, you would think the team total would maybe make sense, but again, Anaheim's not afraid to go in there and make it a 3-2 hockey game the way, that they play hockey. So, I mean, I guess I lean Ducks plus 1.5. Another lean, you should probably pay attention to what I say, but I'm not going to bet. Props might be something to look at in this game. Maybe some DFS, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, lean Ducks 1.5, but it's not going to be anything official for me. Nick's passing in this one, leans over, and Ducks plus 1.5 isn't a bad look. I mean, you look at their numbers against the spread, not just this year, but last year too on the road. Like, it's incredible how much this team really does cover for being a quote unquote bad team. I don't think they're a bad team this year though. So yeah, Anaheim, Colorado, lean Duck plus 1.5, but again, not going to make it official. This game, Toronto and LA. Toronto minus 175, LA plus 150, over under 5.5, shaded under. This is another game. I ended up betting it last night. I liked the first period under, and I got it at minus 120. I woke up this morning, I opened up DraftKings, and I see they got a boost for a goal in the first 10 minutes. So that made me happy to see. So you go ahead and fade that, hopefully. Kings home games have been under machines. I mean, the day games, especially that one against Carolina, we're going to go ahead and throw out the window because the Kings are really, really good on home ice during day games, and the Canes still got it done. I mean, that game was just bananas all the way through, but the way the Kings games here go, especially on Wednesday nights, I mean, it fits the mold here. These Leafs, they can't score many goals here, even if they really, really wanted to. I mean, this game, I expect it to be a stinker here for the first 20 minutes. Then maybe we get something going. DK also has a TNT special for both teams to score in the first. So I'm going to respectfully pass on that. I did it last Wednesday with the Hawks and Kraken game. Those TNT boosts were awful. So yeah, upset alert here. Los Angeles money line. Yeah, I could see it. I could see Toronto totally just putting this one away. Get the day off. I mean, they're going to be in a battle here out west. I mean, I don't know exactly historically how good they are out west, but I mean, this is going to be a tough road trip for them here because they don't want to start falling behind here now that we're past the American Thanksgiving date. Now, you give me just 1 second. I'm going to run and get some nose spray. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. I cannot breathe for the life of me. But yeah, all right, we're back. And we're going to go ahead and carry on here with Carolina and Seattle. Seattle here plus 120 here at home. Carolina minus 140 on the road. Over under 5.5, shaded to the over. Now, this is going to be a game where I really wanted to take the Canes. Like, I looked at it for a couple days here. I was like, this is a good spot for the Canes. Seattle's not a good team. Canes should rout them, right? But then Seattle ended up beating Washington in the same spot, basically. Last game of a road trip. The holiday is going to be tomorrow for Carolina. I'm not going to bet this game because I do think Seattle really does have a chance. I mean, you would think the crowd will actually be kind of rowdy tonight. Family and friends will be in town for, Thanksgiving, and people want to go to the game. Why not? I do think that plays a role. So I think I'm going to pass on this one, but lean Kraken. I mean, if you want to bet the Canes and like the Canes, I don't hate you. I mean, maybe in the first period here, the Kraken have been struggling early on, but this is a game where it did seem like Carolina was too much of a slam dunk and the spot after Washington the other day. So I'm going to stay away from it. Next on the over 5.5, hitting 9 straight Kraken games, so let's continue to ride it. I did think about that, but I don't know why I didn't play it. Just because I'm worried that the Canes might actually put up like a massive dud tonight. Like, I don't know. I'm not worried because I do have 2 props on them, but I am worried just because of the back of my head what happened with Washington. So yeah, it's gonna end up being a pass for me on Carolina and Seattle. Two more games to talk about here. We've been going for 20 minutes here. 14 games, game number 13 here to talk about. The Edmonton Oilers and the Arizona Coyotes. Arizona plus 185. Don't look now. They're on a 3-game win streak taking on the Oilers here. Man, they're without Nurse. They're without Cuckoo. Now they're without Keith. I mean, they're taking a lot of hits here on the back end. And I mean, obviously Arizona's not much of competition, but I'm gonna end up passing on this one. I mean, the Oilers, they're super unpredictable right now. The Yotes have won 3 in a row. I mean, Oilers off a loss has been super automatic, but they have no betting consistency, to be honest, at the moment. Like, no thanks on their team total. They hate to score the first goal, so it kind of worries me that Arizona could get out to an early lead. The goaltending is questionable each and every night. I'll go ahead and see myself out here. Full on pass on the Oilers and Arizona Coyotes. He says the Oilers are in trouble. Arizona puck line looking super hard at Arizona money line. Yeah, like Yotes are a team here that, I mean, they might be the biggest home dog to win here tonight. And I think a lot of people are going to be at Edmonton. They're thinking off a loss. They're going to be pissed. They're going to be ready. And they totally could be. But everything here just scares me away from it, especially with all the injuries they're dealing with. So this game is probably the biggest. This and Detroit, St. Louis are probably my biggest passes of the night. Excuse me. One last game to talk about here before we get to props and DFS. And, of course, bets. Ottawa and San Jose. Ottawa plus 155. San Jose minus 175. Over under 6 shaded to the under. Where the hell did Ottawa get 5 goals on Colorado? Like, I was shocked when I opened my app and I saw it was 5-5. Like, I'm not looking at much here. I mean, maybe a prop on Couture, but then again, I'm probably going to stay away from that because this game just feels ugly to me. It's not a game I want to have any kind of plays on late at night, so we're going to go ahead and make this one a pass. Sorry to make the last 2 games we talk about boring, but just some very ugly matchups here between some bottom feeders, and San Jose is slowly but surely getting back to that level. Ending the night with a pass with Ottawa. Yeah, all right. So Nick and I kind of feeling the same way here throughout most of the card, it seems, to be honest. Me and Nick feeling a lot on the same plays here today. I'll go ahead and recap my card before we get over to props. I like the first period over in the Jets and the Blue Jackets. I like Pittsburgh in the first period minus half a goal against the Vancouver Canucks. I like Boston to get the team total over 3.5 against the Buffalo Sabres. I like Florida team total over 3.5 and to win in regulation against the Philadelphia Flyers. First period under minus 115 in the Rangers and the Isles. Knights Vegas. I mean, I'm not going to bet the draw, but I really do lean draw. Same with Minnesota and New Jersey. Sorry, I can't speak. I'm stupid. Anaheim, Colorado. I lean Anaheim plus 1.5, but not going to bet it. Toronto, LA. I am on the first period under, and of course, that's going against kind of like all the damn boost that DraftKings has given us. Carolina, Seattle. I mean, I leaned Carolina a couple days ago. Now I lean Seattle. I'm betting away from it because of the spot. And then a pass on Arizona games and the Ottawa games. So yeah, that's my card. We'll hop on over to props here. Kick things right off with Jake Gensel. These are all anytime goal scorer props, by the way. Half a point props haven't been posted yet, and I wanted to do half a point for Dubois, and those are all posted, and they don't have it, so you'll love it. But props, Gensel anytime goal scorer, plus 135 for the Penguins. He's had goals in 5 straight games here. I think he'll keep it going against Vancouver, who's having a hard time here. Season long. Pens at home here right before the holiday. I like Gensel. Dawson Mercer, anytime goal scorer, plus 310 for the Devils. He's been scored a lot here as of late. I can see some goals being scored here up in New Jersey, Minnesota. This is just more of a hunch play here. You can tail if you want. Dubois going home here for the Jets, going home as in Columbus, where he used to play, where he was drafted. I wanted him over half a point. They don't have that, so I just bet him to score a goal, plus 240. He's been scoring every other game, it looks like, so Dubois to get on the score sheet here against this old team. And on the other side of that game, Alexander Texier has been lighting it up a ton, and nobody's talking about him. He's had about 5 goals here in the last week. He's plus 425 to score a goal. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot here at Texier in a game that I think goes over. Huberdeau here, he's been scoring a ton. He's got 3 goals in his last 4 games. And keep in mind, he also owns the Flyers, 4 goals in his last 5 games against them. I like him to score a goal, plus 175. Verhaeghe's also been streaking. I got him plus 200 to score a goal. I think if the Panthers are going to score, it's going to be those guys factoring in, most definitely. Maybe Bennett as well. Riley Smith, anytime goal scorer for Vegas. This guy's been putting the puck in the back of the net a lot as of late, and he's still super cheap. He's going to be in my DFS lineup. I can't believe for a name player like this, he's only 3,000. So Riley Smith, I mean, this guy's been on a torrent pace. And we'll close out the props. D'Angelo for Seattle, anytime goal scorer, plus 400. That's, again, going against Seattle. Top defenseman. So the Canes' top defenseman here. He scored last game. I mean, to keep it going here against the Seattle team that allows defensemen to be active all the time. Seth Jarvis to score a goal. He's got 3 goals in his last 4 games on a 4-game point streak, plus 245. So those are the props. Again, Gensel, Mercer, Dubois, Texier, Huberdeau, Verhaeghe, Riley Smith, D'Angelo, and Jarvis, anytime goal scorers. I got 2 DFS lineups to talk about here before we get over to best bets, so we'll go dive into that. First one here consists of Pierre-Luc Dubois, Dawson Mercer at center, for the reasons I just mentioned with the props. Kyle Connor here's been on a torrent pace, 6 goals in his last 7 games. I mean, I like probably the over in that game, even though I didn't bet it. I mean, 5.5 there between those guys. I probably should go ahead and bet that, but I'm on the first period over, like I said. So Kyle Connor here to get on the score sheet. Dubois. Texier is going to be in the other lineup. We'll get to that. Huberdeau, Riley Smith here. Former Panther Riley Smith, current Panther Jonathan Huberdeau. As I mentioned in the props, they're just red hot here in the goal scoring department. Aaron Ekblad, Mr. Over half a point, always seems to be happening. They don't have any props for that out yet, but I do like that. Jake Bean, he had an assist in his last game or a goal. I believe I kind of messed that up when I wrote it down. My bad, but he has been decent his last 3 games out. And if I like goals in Columbus, Winnipeg, why not put a cheap defenseman in there while we need it? My goaltender in both lineups is going to be Tristan Jarry. He's the hottest goaltender in the NHL right now. I like the matchup versus Vancouver. Keep it simple. Seth Jarvis is my utility man in lineup number 1. Lineup number 2, the repeat guys that I have in here are going to be Dubois, Connor, Huberdeau, and Jarry. So those are the repeats. The new ones I have, Nazem Kadri. This guy's been arguably the best center in all of hockey since McKinnon's gone out. I mentioned Alex Texier. Tony D'Angelo, again, active defenseman here against Seattle. He's the Canes' top guy. Mikola for the Blues. I needed a super, super cheap guy, and I know he just got put back into the lineup because of some injuries, and he scored his last time out, so I just decided to throw him in there. He's only 2,500. Verhaeghe's my utility man. He's been on a nice goal streak here. I think, obviously, Florida's going to hit this team total over. And, yeah, so that's going to be the DFS lineups. I like today's card all the way through. Hopefully the goal scorers come through. Normally I don't really have just straight goal scorer props. It's normally mixed in with half a points and whatnot. But, yeah, to recap once more before we get the best bets, Winnipeg, Columbus, first period over. Vancouver, Pittsburgh minus a half goal in the first period. Boston team total over 3.5. Flyers, Florida to win in regulation, and the Florida team total over 3.5. New York Rangers, New York Islanders, first period under. Toronto Maple Leafs and LA Kings, first period under. And that's going to be the card here for today. The props again, Gensel, Mercer, Dubois, Texier, Huberdeau, Verhaeghe, Riley Smith, Tony D'Angelo, and Seth Jarvis, all to score a goal. So that is the card. We'll hop on in here to best bets. Before we get to best bets, be sure to follow the Twitter at Royal Bettors, myself at Jake_Rubel11, and my buddy Jake when he's here at JakeElder19. We always want to be able to grow this sucker as the season goes on. We're about a month and a half here in, and we're almost near 50 subs. I appreciate every single one of you who hop in here every day. Nick, I know he's an active viewer. We appreciate that. I saw we were up to 5 today. That's nice to see. Always if we could get to 10 one of these days, I would love that. Get a lot of people in here, get the chat active. So, yeah, all the support would be very much appreciated. Go ahead and follow Nick too, Earl Sports Bet. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter. He's daily as well, and I love his content. So now best bets. I'm going to go ahead and hop on this Winnipeg Columbus first period over minus 115. It's cashed in each of the last 4 meetings between the two. Columbus games have just been scoring a ton of goals here as of late. I like this to kind of be a wild one too before Thanksgiving hits. First period over minus $1.15. Lock it in. So again, thanks everybody for watching live. If you made it to this point as you're watching it as a video, I thank you for getting to the very end. And I will be live with you guys again Friday morning on Black Friday. We'll take tomorrow off because it is Thanksgiving to discuss. I'm not sure how many games, but I know that there's 3 national TV games, even though one's only on TV. And yeah, so there's going to be a hefty Friday slate, decent amount of games to talk about. We'll get to it when we get to it. I hope everybody enjoys their Thanksgiving, enjoys the football, enjoys the food, enjoys the time with their friends and family. And I'll catch you on Friday, maybe at 9 a.m. I'll post on the Twitter if it'll be at a different time. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving. Cash some tickets. Make some money. Good old 30-minute stream today. I'll catch you all on Friday. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.